So I am live. It's pretty early, guys. I don't know if anybody's going to be here, but I also know that everybody's time frame's different. Imagine that. Science, it's the way the world works. But I'm just feeling super peppy this morning, and I just posted my video from the food bank yesterday, and I've gotten a lot of subs just from it. So if you are a new subscriber, welcome to my family. Seriously, guys, like I am just blown away. I also hit that 10,000 subscriber mark yesterday. Whoop whoop. Holy moly. I am just so blown away by you guys. I really am. That you guys just support me, that you support my family. Oh, Laura, good morning. Welcome. One here. Good morning, good morning. Oh, if you're seeing this, make sure you like this video, get it going so other people can see. You know, you'll die. Come on. Come on. You can do it. I know. I'm as flat as I go. No. Okay. My cat. Talking to my cat. Oh, Chris made it. Good morning. Good morning. Beth. Good morning. Or good evening, I guess. Hi. Oh, from Australia. It's evening there, right, Shannon? Is it Sharon? Oh, Sharon. Sorry, Sharon. Do you get that a lot, Shannon and Sharon? I know I get Caroline and Carolina. Like I'm Carolina and I get called Caroline a lot, which is fine. You know, I'm used to it. It's to the point where if I hear Carol or Ka, I turn, you know. Well, welcome, guys. Thanks for being here. Like I said, I'm just feeling super happy this morning because I hit the 10,000 subscribers yesterday, and it's just, wow. My 1 year anniversary on YouTube is going to be on the 13th, December 13th. And my goal for YouTube was to have 1,000 subscribers by my 1 year. And I am just, well, like 10 times that, you know, and that's all thanks to you guys, you know, that you support me. And oh, I'm so wonderful and helpful. Elena, thank you. Alana? Yes, it's 9:40. Okay, 9:40, yeah. You a night person? I am so not a night person. Like after 8 p.m., I am done. Oh, from Illinois, Anne. Good to see you. Well, good to see you here. But yeah, I got a good question from one of my subscribers, Liz. She's really supportive, and I actually talk to her a lot on Facebook. She'll message me in my group, and I'm really confusing, guys. I got like 2 groups I got going right now on my Facebook. Oh, you're here. Oh, you're in Italy. Wow, awesome. I have not been to Italy, but I would go there for, I would say the food, but also the guys. Italians, right? Am I right? You got a lot of good choices of men there, you know? Let me know. I want to know. Oh, you're from Arizona. After 8 p.m., I'm done too. It's a joke. My family don't go to mom for anything after 8. It's so true. As soon as dad gets like Dada, we still call him Dada here, but Dada gets home, he has dinner, Mama's off the clock. I was like, Dada's in charge. Dada's on the clock. So funny, I talk to the kids like they're at work. I'm like, nope, Dada's on the clock. Go talk to him. He's the manager in charge right now, you know. Oh, good morning. Is that Roxy? Good morning. You were watching me. Thank you. I really appreciate that. Like, I just, I don't know. I feel I'm just. I love that you guys love watching me. You know, I didn't even know if I wanted to start YouTube. I was really critical about the feedback I was going to get, and I guess just judgment, you know, because people can be really harsh online. And, you know, I'm tough, but I'm sensitive too. And I didn't want to deal with the judgments, you know, because people judge each other. And you know, I feel like when in my younger years, I did a lot more judging than I do now. I am much more worried about myself now. You know, when you're younger, you're always what other people think, and I just don't. I don't want to make people feel that way, you know, and I don't want people to feel like they have to be judged to go and find something and get some food, you know. Heather, found your channel about a month ago and I love it. Thank you. I really appreciate that. Roxy, thank you for showing people that even if you accept help, you still have value and can teach a lot. Thank you. You know, and nobody is the perfect human being, you know. Nicole, hi. No one's the perfect human being. You know, we all have our our flaws, we all have our perks, we all have our skills that we're good at, and just go out there and try and figure out what they are. Like cooking to me wasn't even like I kind of fell into it, honestly. Like in high school, my mom cooked a lot growing up. She did more of like the boxed meals, so she would get like the home style boxes. I remember those. You remember those meals in a kit, complete meals or something? Hold on, let me stop and read Chris. Sometimes people really need help, and that's it. They can figure people can be mean, and then you have to pick your fights. Some are not worth the air out the space. That is correct, and you can tell by a person's mindset with the way that they word their comments toward you on whether they're open to have a discussion about the food bank and why you go, and really the underlining problems with society where people have to utilize food banks, and some people are capable of having that kind of conversation and really talking and getting in deep with it, and some people aren't. They just feel how they feel. They're gonna bring it down as much as they can because that's just who they are, or they're angry. And sometimes I try and talk to those people. Other times I'm just like, okay, you're right, bye. Anyway, but my mom would make a lot of box meals, hamburger helper. I mean, she did make some really good homemade mac and cheese, but it was with Velveeta. I mean, I'm not complaining. Velveeta's pretty great. I know one person's like, you put plastic cheese in there. I'm like, I know, but it's so good. So she did some cooking. She did a lot of baking. My mom was more of a baker. Like we lived overseas in Saudi Arabia for quite a while, like 7 years when I was younger. And my mom had all of those cake pans, the Wilton ones, all the different, characters and stuff. And she worked, okay, so my dad worked for Boeing as an airline mechanic, kind of he was there to teach other people how to work on planes. So that was really cool that he did that. So that's why we were in Saudi, was because he worked at Boeing. And then my mom got a job as a secretary on an American base. So we had access to the commissary. I think that's right, commissary. And we're able to go shopping and get like American based foods, even though we lived in Saudi Arabia. So that was a good perk. And we were able to pass that along because my mom was able to get sugar, flour, butter, things like that she wasn't necessarily able to get there in Saudi. Hold on, let me stop taking. Remind me to drink my coffee, guys, because I jabber all the time and then I don't drink coffee. And if you're here, you better be liking this video. All right, I only got 9 likes so far. What the freak? Come on, guys. You better press that thumbs up. Come get you. I get all fired up. Okay. So yeah, so my mom had access to the commissary and the base, and we got stuff, and she would make cakes like the sweet buttercream. My mom's buttercream icing is so sweet. Like, I don't make that. By the way, my mom has diabetes, so I would suggest not making your icing that sweet either. It apparently caught up with her, but it was really good, that's for sure. But yeah, and so she would sell those, and so she was always in the kitchen baking, and that's what I remember the most about my mom, is more of her baking and not so much her cooking. Her cooking was good, like she would, but I feel like I have surpassed my mother in the cooking department, and she agrees, just because, I have more experience in it now. I've thrown my whole adult career into food, so that's why I have developed that, and she threw a lot into her baking. That's why she had that, I wish my mom was here with me. Her and I would just be killing it in the kitchen, guys. Like, we're trying to see if we can come get her to visit for Christmas. That would be nice. And if she is, we're definitely going to be doing a baking. I don't know if I can do a live with my mother. She's a bit much and her filter's kind of broken, so we might have to just film it, and I might have to edit a bit. But I will definitely see if I can get her around. But yeah, so like my mom and I would be killing it in the kitchen right now. I miss her a lot. I think about my mom. But anyway, so she was more of the baker and less of the cook. And then after high school, like I needed to figure out what I wanted to do. And nothing really called to me, typical 18-year-old. I'm like, I don't know what I want to do. And I'm like, I like baking and crap. Maybe I should just go to pastry school. So that's what I did. Really no plan or anything. No really super passionate about it. Just kind of, I like baking cupcakes. Let's go to pastry school. And luckily for me, that whim worked out for me. Now, pastry school I do find was a bit overrated, I guess, and I didn't get a lot of value from it. Let's see. Oh, Jennifer, good morning. Tristan's here. Good morning. Okay. Sorry. Roxy, I love that you teach us how not to waste. You are truly gifted, talented both in the kitchen and in business. By next year, you will be over 100K followers. You are an inspiration. I love your channel. Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, I never even really kind of set out to be an inspiration. It's funny how that just happens, but I do appreciate that. I love that that's the vibe that I'm getting, is to empower people, because, I hated the whole competition and, oh, I'm going to do better than you. I have more than you. Mine's better. It's like, why? Why can't everything be good? Why can't everybody have that? Like, I hate that. The me first, I'm better, I'm on top. Like, what does that bring for everybody? What does that really get you? It gets you alone on the top of the hill, instead of down at the bottom surrounded by other people who are in the same situation as you, because you feel like you got to be on top. That's just going to get you a world of loneliness if that's the attitude and the demeanor that you have, and I've been around people like that, and I don't want to be like that. I don't want to be the person that makes someone go home and cry. I want to be the person that makes someone go home feeling good and smiling. I don't want to be a bully. I spent the first couple years of my life being a bully, because my dad was kind of one growing up, from he was in the military before we went to Saudi Arabia, and he had that tough love demeanor, and if you can make dad laugh, then that's then you're on his good side. And unfortunately, being mean to other people made my dad laugh a lot. So, but he's better now. I'm really proud of my dad. He has worked a lot on realizing that that's not a good way to go about it, and I'm super proud of him, because that's hard to do that. Like, he got picked on as a kid, so him being like kind of bullying other people more turned into a defense mechanism, because he got bullied. So he'd rather, the way I describe it, he'd rather pick out somebody else in the room to be and make them the target, so he's not the target, kind of thing, which that's what bullies do sometimes, and that's why they say that need more love. But I was like that a little bit when I got out of college and stuff. I had that, the meaner you are to the person, the playful comments back and forth. It can get hurtful, especially coming from family members. And I just started realizing, being out on my own, that was kind of how I was, and I don't want to be like that anymore. So you just, you got to look inward a lot and figure out what kind of person you want to be and go towards that, So I'm just glad that I have and that I can be such an inspiration to you guys, especially doing something just like cooking. Like, to me, cooking comes very naturally to me, and it's probably because I've been in the industry for so long, because I didn't start out with the experience. But, I went to pastry school, and then I just, I started working in bakeries after that. But then I just, I realized that baking is overnight. So, like, you got to be there at 10 p.m., because all the donuts, the bagels, everything has to be out by like 5 a.m. And you got people there at 4 being, do you have any Long Johns yet? It's like, man, it's 4 o'clock in the morning, eat a donut, But, so I started cooking. Well, actually, what forced me to go into line cooking is that I needed 2 jobs to support my college degree. So I had one job to support me having a place and to my car, anything I needed. And then I had another job to pay for my college degree, so I could get a job that didn't pay me enough. So I had to get 2 jobs. You know what I'm saying? All right, hold on. Let me stop and read some here. I get off on a topic. Let's see. Daisy. Oh, coffee. Cheers. Thank you for reminding me. Oh. Guys, the other day I took a sip of coffee, and I did that, and I spat coffee all over the computer screen. Oh my gosh, it got all over the wall. I'm like, I gotta clean this up before husband gets home. He loves that computer. All right, let's see. Crystal, you say you cook such awesome meals. I wonder how you get your kiddos different varieties of food. My kiddos are so picky. Any tips to get them to eat foods? So I started off pretty young, getting my kids to eat all different kinds of stuff. But there's still times where, like that egg roll in a bowl, Conrad, nope, will not touch it, especially because of the Swiss chard. It was like a long, nope, I'm not trying it. I'm like, it's good. Like, I finally got the other 2 to try it, and I just, I try and make sure that, like, Conrad is actually the pickiest. Like he'll put back 3 bowls of oatmeal, but then if it comes to dinner, he will refuse to eat and go to bed hungry. So he's probably the pickiest one. Betty Jan's pretty good about trying stuff, especially now she's good at taking one bite and she'll try it. And then if she doesn't like it, I don't push it. But, I read somewhere in one of my mom books, it takes up to 10 times exposing a kid to a food before they can really determine it or not. So I just try and keep that in mind. And if they try it once, I try and make sure that they do try it once. I'll take a couple of bites. It helps if the brothers and sister take a bite too, because that kind of, oh, well, Betty's doing it, I guess I can try it. But I just expose them to all different types of food. Getting them in the kitchen with me helps out a lot, because then they get to actually be with it and fiddle with it, and it makes them more inclined to want to try the food that they just spent time making. So that helps a lot. And just make sure you're eating a variety of food as well, because they do what moms do. I do what you do, that's for sure. I got a bunch of mini-me's walking around. And that's just the best advice I could get about picky eaters. I'm very fortunate to not have to have picky eaters. And I don't know if that's because I started when they were younger, just making all kinds of different stuff. But even so, like, I didn't start cooking like this till I moved here to Montana. So like 2 years ago is really when I started cooking more. Once I quit working and was able to stay home with the kids, I still do housekeeping and stuff on the weekends, but by working, I mean by getting out of a commercial job, like getting out of line cooking, especially because I was having to work nights because husband worked during the day. So when he would get home, I would rush to work and work, 6 p.m. to 11 to 12 p.m. and then come home and then have to be up at 6 to get everybody up and going and stuff. And that was just, it just wasn't right for us. Like, I was making like $12.50 an hour being a line cook. And now now minimum wage has gone up and stuff like that. So I might be able to I probably would be able to get more than that now. But now that I'm out of the commercial kitchens, like, if I had to go back, I would. I actually have a friend who just opened an Italian restaurant, like legit makes their own pastas and raviolis and stuff. So that would be a fun job to work at. But I'm glad I found it so I could be home and being able to have to cook my own food and not live to a little recipe or already frozen soup that comes in. You just got to heat it up. I mean, that's not really cooking. The most skills I had to learn in line cooking was the temperature of steaks and how to cook like salmon and tilapia and stuff, which, I picked up easy enough. And people who really teach you good tricks on how to identify when food is done, which is what I try and do for you guys, because to me that's really helpful. Knowing how to do that, knowing how the flavors mix, little tricks and stuff like that, it makes a difference in cooking. It makes it more easier to do, Okay. Hopefully I answered questions. I go off on tangents. All right, Chris, my mom's cooking, God rest her soul, did plain cooking and didn't have the stuff we have now. I feel as though I have surpassed her as well. I think she would be proud of me, though. That's great. I'm sure you too, Chris. You have Chris. I think I called you Chris. You guys, if you guys haven't seen Chris's channel, she's over on City Girl Homestead. She does food bank hauls as well as a lot of pantry cooking recipes. She's really good at just trying new recipes. She's like, I never tried this before, but let's make it. And I really love that about you, Chris, that you're just not afraid to, hey, it doesn't work out. At least now you know. And that's the fun part about it, is watching someone else go through the same struggle that you go through of trying a new recipe, And that's the best we could do, is try and surpass our mothers and do better, But some people, cooking just doesn't come naturally to them and they burn water, So that's something that you would have to work a little harder to get your skills toned, for cooking, if it's a little more of a where the tips and tricks come in handy, Belgium, wow, hi Ruth from Belgium. The like button, everybody. Thank you, Heather. You better hit that like button. So the best way to support the channel is just to like the stuff, give me a comment. Some of you comment every single question you have, and one person left like 10 comments on one video, which I am okay with. I will go through and answer every single one. I try really hard to make sure that I answer every single one of your comments, even if it's just writing a thank you, because I feel like that's super important to have that connection with you guys, because you're the ones making my channel. I mean, I wouldn't be doing this if it wasn't for people needing it. Well, hold on, let me let Yoda out. All right, there you go. Okay. Cat spoiled, let me tell you. Okay, I know I haven't even talked yet about what I came here to talk about. I don't know, that's okay. I love you guys, you know. I'll get to it. Let's see. I wanted to go to culinary school and pastry. When I graduated, I ended up in business, owned my own bakery for a few years, but unfortunately lost my mental health issues caught up on me. Or my long mental issue. I'm sorry about that. Mental health is definitely an issue that a lot of people suffer from, and I feel like it's more accepted now to seek help about that than it was a long time ago. And I recently just went to the doctor and started getting on some anti-anxiety medicine myself, because I mean, overall I'm pretty happy, you know, and I'm pretty easygoing, but there's some times where I know my body just gets high, you know. I got my blood work done. I do not have any issues with my thyroid. Great news. My blood work looked great. No high sugar, no high cholesterol, which I'm surprised at. But you know, I do eat relatively healthy. I try not to eat processed foods and stuff. And honestly, getting out of line cooking where I had an size of fries that I could munch on has probably helped that a lot, you know. So that's good. So I would just, like, my main problem was that I would just get, like, my body starts getting hot, like I'm sweating, and I'm like, it's so hot in here, and my husband's like, it's not hot in here. I'm like, it's hot in here. So I don't know if that's, like, that was an issue. And so the doctor thought that it was probably just my anxiety. So I've about 3 weeks in on that. I'm definitely feeling better. I haven't had any kind of like hot flashes or anything like that. Oh, she checked for early menopause. Didn't have any of that, thank goodness. We'll save that for later. Jeez, not looking forward to that. But yeah, so if you need help with your mental health, you know, don't be afraid to reach out and stuff. But I'm sorry you lost your bakery because of that. That would be rough. You know, but I do feel like cooking, it's not necessary to go to culinary school or pastry school. I feel like a lot of it is teached out in the industry. And I learned more from working in the industry than I ever did paying for a degree. So, and there's times where I had a degree and the person who, you know, my coworker is making more than me without a degree. So, culinary is fun. Like, maybe take a cooking class, you know, or watch cooking channels on YouTube and stuff. But I wouldn't actually go pay for it because I feel like that's super overrated. But that's just me. Oh, you're being tested for Cushing's disease, and it goes on help boost my spirits. Thank you. I don't know what that is. Cushing's disease. Would you elaborate a little more on what that is? If you feel comfortable, you don't have to. Good morning from Florida. Thank you on 10K. Congrats on 10K. Thank you so much. Hi, Carolina. Hi, and Antoniette. Heather, super chat. Thank you. Oh, here's even giving me a coffee. Thank you. I really appreciate that, Heather Lopez. Do you have a question or anything? Anything for me? Good morning, Mama's Heart's Full. Good morning. How are you? What time is it there? It is 5:01 currently. I've been up since 3. Morning person, so that's where I get a lot of my editing, where I reply to comments, to emails, as I get up, like usually at 2. I just wake up. I don't set an alarm or anything. I do have a 4:30 alarm, but sometimes I skip that and I just sleep in. Other times I'm up earlier and I just stay up. It depends if I have like a project in my mind or if there's a video I want to get done. So yeah, it's early. My grandson is picky, but my son will eat anything. I did the 3-bite rule. If they didn't like it after 3 bites, they could have something else. That's good, a 3-bite rule. Yeah, because usually the first bite, they anticipate not liking it. Heather, hi. Hi, Heather. Fancy Clancy. We call those no thank you bites. I like that. Okay, I love watching you cook. I watch you every day. Oh, Dee Dee, thank you. That's great. Hi from Virginia. Hello, Sandra. Deborah. Hey woman, love your videos. Thank you. I love your channel. Isa Diaz. Thank you. I appreciate that. Sabrina, I enjoy watching the preserving part of your channel the most. Thank you. That is definitely something I enjoy doing, is the preserving. That's something I also just started 2 years ago. I started with water bathing, and then I've moved on from there. And then I started pressure canning. I bought my pressure canner from Facebook Marketplace when I was in Missouri for $10. The one without the gauge, that's like 100, or I don't know, $80 to $100 pressure canner. I think, I don't know, I haven't looked it up. And I got it for $10, still in the box. They never even opened it. And then it stayed in that box for a whole another year until I finally got the courage to just go for it. Like, I felt like I was waiting for someone to teach me how to do it. I was waiting for someone to show him, like, husband, will you teach me how to pressure can? He's like, yeah, I'll help you. And then never did. And finally I'm like, why am I waiting for someone to do this for me? I'm just going to do it myself. And that's really the type of attitude that I have. Is I'm not going to wait for somebody to do this for me. I'm going to be waiting forever. Like, do it yourself. Figure out how to do it yourself. Research how to do it yourself. And I'm so glad I did. Pressure canning, like, if I get an abundance of food, I can pressure can it. And then there is nothing more satisfying, guys, than going into your pantry early in the morning or late at night with a cup of coffee and just staring at all the food you made that summer or that year. And just, it's such an accomplishment. Like, I'm like, wow. And it's a sense of pride you feel in yourself, that here's food that normally got to waste, or that you grew yourself in your garden and you put up for your family. It's such a satisfying feeling, and it's like, I feel like it's a superpower, and I'm definitely getting addicted to it. And I think that you guys will too. Like, it's intimidating at first because of like the steam, and you hear stories of it exploding and stuff, but it's going to be fine, guys. You will be fine, and it's going to be very beneficial, and you'll get addicted. That's for sure. Hey, check out this Alaska Life to get tips on processing and cooking your elk. Thank you. They get a moose every year and process themselves. Just a tip. Thank you, Alaska Life. I also watch Simply Living Alaska. Have you seen them? With Ariel and Eric, they are really good too. They do a lot with moose. I love their cooking. Like, whew, they do good. Have to go to work. Oh, bye, Heather. Have a good day at work. Good morning, Kathy. Good morning. Good morning. It's 7:01 here in Kentucky. Okay. I hit the snooze button many times. I miss most of the live. Oh, well, I was just chit-chatting. I haven't even talked about what I came here to talk about yet, and it's been 27 minutes. Let's see. Can you share some of your long-term goals with the channel, and how do you plan to market your brand? You have the best brand. We just need to share you more with the world. See, I don't even know what a brand is. Like, I don't know exactly. Like, will you clarify, Roxy, brand exactly? Like, I don't know. I just kind of set out to just cook and just to try. I know I was feeling inspired because I want to do my homestead, and I saw a lot of people on YouTube just living their dream doing their homestead. And on was Becky at Acre Homestead. I actually had a personal conversation with her on Instagram, which I don't do much with Instagram, guys, as you can tell. Like, I focus mainly on YouTube and Facebook. Instagram might be and give me more subs, but that's just a lot more work that I don't quite have time for yet. But when I first started, I got an Instagram to kind of promote me more, and I had a personal conversation with Becky and telling her about wanting to start my channel. And she's just as inspiring as she is like in person, or at least through Messenger, as she is through her channel. And she just gave me so much positive reinforcement and told me just to go for it and just start posting videos. And I was like, okay. And they say it takes your first 100 videos before you really get established and you get like your rhythm down. I feel like I've gotten a little more of a setup of how I want my videos to go, my intros, then the cooking, and then the extra. I call it an extra. I don't think that's what it's called, but I do. And I don't know, I guess I just want to just bring awareness that the food bank is there. And I feel like if I talk about how I'm not embarrassed to go to and how I utilize the food, that it will help other people. When I first started my channel, we were very hesitant about talking about the food bank because of the stereotype and the stigma around it. And I was like, I get so many bad feed comments about going to the food bank, especially because I have a house We have cars. I'm staying at home with the kids working on the side. I don't have a full-time job. The perks of YouTube is just now recent. I didn't start out that way. Um, and I just want to share the inspiration with people that going to the food bank is okay. And I like, especially after seeing how much food gets thrown away and to the food bank. Okay, this is a good opportunity for me to talk about why I came here, which is why I started going to the food bank. So this was from Liz this morning on my last post about my last food bank haul, and she was just asking me kind of my history about why I started going to the food banks. And my first experience with a food bank was in Missouri, living in Farmington, actually Fredericktown, if you don't know what that is. It's a super small town, and the food pantry there, the first couple times I went, I did not get much. Like they had big bins of like vitamins where you could pick out one vitamin that you wanted. I remember getting like fish oil. They had a 5-pound bag of potatoes for everybody, 2 packets of hot dogs. I got like 5 bags of flaming Funyuns, and that was it. Like I didn't get any canned goods, no dairy, no cheese, which a lot of you say that you guys don't get any dairy or any meat from yours. And I honestly, I feel those come from the stores donating more than people donating. Those are the ones where it's expired or they have a case that's damaged and they can't use it, so they just donate it to the food bank. Like I've gotten a pound of butter before that has a slash in it from like the box cutter opening up the case, and they slashed that one. So instead of throwing that pound of butter away that had two of the sticks had a slash in it, they donated it to the food bank where I was able to get it and utilize. So that's a big thing, is just preventing the food waste and grabbing stuff that'll help you out with your budget and stuff. And anyway, so with that food bank, I went there twice, and I'm like, man, I'm just not. This is not food that I could really use. Like it was okay. It helped a little bit, but it's nothing like what I have here. And at that time, we were on food stamps because my husband had his own business and was not making any money. And I was working at Applebee's full time kitchen manager there. So I was working to train to be a kitchen manager. And my husband would either have to take the kids with him, which at that point, all three were in diapers. We did cloth diapers. So all three were in diapers. And he would take them with him, and then he would have them for part of the day, and then I would get off work, and then I would go get them, and then I would take them home. We did have a babysitter who would come twice a week and be at home with them, and then I would be there for my 2 days off. So they really only went to the shop with him like once a week. But that was rough. That was rough for us both, having young kids. Let's see, Betty Jan, when I started working again, Betty Jan was 2, twins were 1. Like I was nursing them, in 11 months the boys were like, we're done. I'm like, all right, good, I'm done too. So that worked out. Yeah, so but luckily I did have food stamps, so I didn't need to utilize the food bank as much. But then moving here, I no longer have food stamps, and it's way more expensive in Montana. Like we were anticipating it to be, more expensive, but we were not ready for this. It's super expensive, the cost of living here. And my food stamps had transferred for 2 months. We moved here in October, and I had 2 months worth of food stamps, and then they were cut off, and I do not qualify in Montana. So after that, I was like, man, what am I going to do? Because we moved here, we had to start all fresh. We sold our house, we sold our truck, we packed up everything. Anybody who lived here, or we never even been to Montana, don't know anybody here. My husband got a job as a mechanic, so and I transferred Applebee's. I worked at Applebee's for a little bit when I first got here, and that was it. Like that's what made us want to come here. We just didn't like the rat race of him trying to have his own shop, and it was a lot of work and not a lot of money. Me training to be a kitchen manager, and that, like, there, as a line cook, you would go and you would spend like all day prepping and stuff like that, and then you get there the next day and they're like, oh, you didn't prep enough broccoli, we ran out. Prep 2 cases of broccoli. They're like, well, we ran out, now you got to do 3. And it's like, it could be eating, like Now, if I prep 2 cases of broccoli, I'll go in my freezer and I got 2 cases of broccoli for me. It's not gone the next day, you know? But anyway, so what was I talking about? Get all distracted. Moving to Montana, yes. So time I went to the food bank, they were still, we moved here right after COVID. So they did not have the shopping available. They only had, you go in, you tell them how many it is, if you have any dietary restrictions, and they just give you what you give you. You get a cart full of food, and then they had a cart for if you didn't want anything, you could put it back, you know. Make sure you thumbs up while you're here for all you new people in here. Make me come get you. And the first time I ever went to the food bank here, I got a 10-pound frozen log of hamburger. And I was like, holy cow, I just got 10 pounds of hamburger. And they were like, you can come every day if you need to. And I'm like, you can come every day? Like, I was just, like, they are so giving here and just so willing to help anybody in need. And like, if you need food, come get it. And I don't know if they have a program with the stores here, but every single grocery store in Missoula, because I go to the Missoula food bank, every single one donates to the food bank. Like, I've seen the organic stores, Walmart, Albertsons. We have 4 Albertsons. We have 2 Walmarts. We have a Costco. We have 2 organic stores. Yeah, we have a Winco. So we have lots of store grocery options, and I'm pretty sure every single one of them donate because I've seen stuff from all of those. So that really helps our food bank a lot that they donate there. But anyway, so I got this 10-pound block or log of hamburger, and I'm like, what am I going to do with that? Guess it's time to learn how to pressure can. And I did, and I canned up all the, and I've used it since then. So, and that was a big thing. I'm like teaching myself how to pressure can so I can not have a 10-pound block of hamburger in my freezer because it was pre-frozen. So I couldn't portion it into pounds and then do it. So I just cooked it all at once. And that's what really made me try and utilize food, is to seize these opportunities I am given with food. So I'm given this food and I can't let that go to waste. I got that for free for somebody who I feel like they didn't have to. Like, I feel like the food bank doesn't have to do all that, but it really does make a difference. So that was my first experience with the Missoula food bank, and I was blown away. And when we moved here, we were in debt. Like, we're still paying stuff off, but we did not make money in selling our house. It cost us to sell our house and move here. And we started off here in even more debt than when we started. Well, besides the mortgage of the house, you know, that was rough. And my job is the food. So I'm like, man, so I have to go and shop. So I have a certain budget. We do our budget every month together. We sit down and do our budget and what we're going to try and pay off that month, what we're going to put towards, what money we're going to put towards, you know. And it's important to have that communication with your spouse and have a plan. And my job was food, and I was like, man, how am I going to pay these prices? And the food bank has really helped. It really has. And then I found out that they have a garden specifically for the food bank, so you get all this organic food. But some people, they just don't know what to do with it. They don't know what to do with a 20-pound kohlrabi. I barely know what to do with a 20-pound kohlrabi, but I'm going to figure it out. You know, and that's the kind of attitude you got to have, is just willing to figure that kind of stuff out, you know. So anyway, I went off a bit. My goals with my channel, I guess, just to help spread awareness that it's okay to go to the food bank and there's no shame in it, and to help people figure out what to do with all the food, you know. I've been binge watching for days now. Thank you, Amanda. That's crazy. I tell people I binge watch them, and it's weird hearing people saying that to me, you know. Let's see, how in the world do you wake up that early? I don't know. I'm just a morning person. Like, I'm just programmed. Like, as soon as it starts getting dark, my body's like, okay, bedtime. And it's like, I've always been like that. Like, I've been the 4 a.m. McDonald's drive-thru person. I'm like, good morning, welcome to McDonald's. What can I get for you? Coffee. Okay, it'll be the next window. Thank you. You know, that's always been me. I'm just a morning person. Hello from Florida, Honey Badger. I love your name, Honey Badger. Every time I see you, I'm like, Honey Badger. It gives me a little chuckle. 1 in the afternoon in Belgium. Nice. Okay, love to find a water bath canner, freeze dried and dehydrate. I have no clue how much these things are. I'm in New York, but it's so cool. YouTube and connect us all. It really is cool. Like just to be able to have YouTube as a community and as a platform, like, wow. I don't know. My husband convinced me to do YouTube, and I'm so glad he did. I'm so glad he did. I do want a freeze dryer. That is a big investment, getting a freeze dryer. Hold on a second. My kid's up. Okay. They're like me and just sleep in the underwear, so we gotta catch them before they come in. I'm in, we call this our arts and craft room. It's actually part of a porch that got, so it had, it gets pretty cold in here. It's not insulated and stuff, but we have like a broken TV in here where one of the kids, always the kids breaking stuff. They threw like a little plastic, it was a little plastic boulder for one of my son's trucks. And my daughter, throwing it around, smacked it right in the screen. And so there's a black mark there, and it kind of circled around it where you can't see anything. So that is now their TV that they got to watch stuff on that now. So lots of times if I'm cooking and stuff and it's quiet, it's because I got them in here. There's a sliding glass door you can close, so it retains the noise really well, so they can get loud in here. So it's kind of like our arts and craft playroom. I got my sewing machine in here and stuff. We got a desk in here, so it's pretty nice. Anyways, what was I jabbering about? Oh, freeze dryers, right. So a freeze dryer, I'm not gonna lie, I'm getting a large one. I'm getting an extra set of trays because they say once you start using them, it helps because you have one tray that go in the freezer and then one that goes in the machine. And it's about $4,000 for a machine like that. They do have layaway, so that's what I have. I am halfway paid off. I did a lot of door dashing to earn the money for that. And then we needed the money for other stuff. So it's been sitting for a minute. They keep calling me, be like, hey, it's ready to ship. We just need your last payment. And I'm like, I know, I'm aware of it, but you're not getting it yet, you know. So that's going to be an investment. But imagine if I would have had that freeze dryer for that case of bananas. That would have been great. So yes, so a freeze dryer, I would definitely start with a canner. I would just go for a pressure canner and just use it to water. Personally, like a water bath canner is bigger, so you can do more at a time, but I just don't like having that big pot plus my pressure canner. But that's just my preference. I mean, you do whatever you feel you want to do. If you're more comfortable having a water bath and then also having a canner, that's fine, whatever you need. The canner wasn't too much. It was like 100 and something. Another thing I just saved up for, I had one of the round tray ones that didn't have a timer or anything, and I wasn't really into that because you couldn't control the temperature, you couldn't have a time limit where it would turn off. So my husband got me that for Christmas, and I was like, thank you, husband. I don't really like it. He's like, that's okay. I mean, he tried. And he didn't know. I didn't know I wasn't going to like that one. So I would definitely take the time to save up and invest in a better one that has like the fan on the back so it evenly cooks. Like the Magic Mill that I use is pretty good. I'm happy with it. Just kind of my suggestion. You are beyond marketable. Oh, thank you. Thank you. Like I'm trying to do the sponsorships. I got that Skillshare sponsorship, so that's fun. I have one more. It was a 2 video contract, so one for November, one for December. So I have another one of those, and I'm like, man, if I do really good with this sponsor, then maybe I'll get more. And you know, so I try and really see it like a project. Like this is a project a teacher's given me to do a really cool sponsor, and you know, it's a great opportunity for me, and I really enjoy doing it. You know, I took drama in high school, you know, I gotta put those skills to use, you know. Okay, Roxy, I think the more people that find out about you, the more your business can grow. You're turning your food bank hauls into delicious food for your family, but beyond that, you're growing a YouTube business. Thank you. I guess it is a business. I haven't really thought of it like that. One person has asked me if I'm going to have merch. I'm like, merch? Like, I don't know. I guess I'm outdated with the YouTube business part. Like, I'll have to get in with that a little bit. But I don't know. Like, I'm not here to, like, sell merch and stuff like that, maybe eventually, but for now it's nice just to be able to connect with people. That's the big thing. That's the thing I love the most about this is the friends I'm making, the connections I'm getting. I there's several people that I just every morning I send them an email and we email back and forth, or I'll check my Facebook and I've messaged several people and we're just chatting back and forth, and it's like, man, like it just I love that I have that I'm meeting different people that I normally would not have met if I didn't start my channel. So I guess it is kind of like a business, and I do appreciate any advice, any support on how to do this. I'm kind of just winging it, so you guys are great at helping me with that. You know a lot about the YouTubes and the ins and outs and stuff, some of you, which is, I love that you guys reached out to help me. Thank you. Okay, I don't need to use the food banks. Fortunate and blessed, Amanda, but I still shop smart and use coupons. I also barter and share with neighbors. That's very smart, Amanda. So if you guys don't go to the food, like I don't even have a food bank near me. Yep. So a lot of people don't have food banks near them. So that's when you do, like I do bartering. Like when I cleaned out my friend's freezer, like it was a big job. I was there for about 2 hours because it was a giant chest freeze and it was just full. Like she didn't even know what she had in there, and her husband's a chef, so he had big chunks of meat that they didn't know they had in there and stuff. And I organized it, and anything that was like close to being freezer burned, she's super picky about expiration dates and stuff. So a lot of the food, I like the fancy food, I get from her because she buys it and then it stays in her cupboard and then she gives to me, which I'm okay with. I helped her with that, and instead of paying me, she just let me keep all that food, and I'm like, I'm fine with that. So bartering your time is good. When next time my neighbors get an elk or a deer, I'm going to give them my time and help them break down their animals so they can teach me how to do it when I have mine. And I'm sure if I have mine, they would help me as well, and that's another thing I can say is just reach out to your neighbors and start building a community, start knowing people, because you never know who has stuff, who has knowledge, who has anything that they could share with you and you can share with them. Congrats on 10K. Thank you. Hi from Missouri. Crystal, how can you get free food? So there's lots of churches you can contact. I would honestly Google free like food pantries or food banks in your area. Put in your zip code. Southern accent coming out. Your zip code, and that should bring up some churches, food pantries available to you. That would be my biggest suggestion. Oh, city girl, call 211 and they can direct you. Thank you, Chris. Abigail, I love all you're so natural in your chat and cooking style, very pretty. I am in Standorfshire in UK. No canning here in the UK, but I love to try. Good afternoon here. Well, that's awesome. Yeah, canning's good. I hear a lot of people over in like UK and stuff do a lot of strict water bath canning, like the Amish canning and no pressure cooking at all. They water bath all their meats and everything as well. I mean, that has been a practice that's been going on for a long time before pressure canners were even invented, but that is a very controversial topic to talk about, only water bathing and not pressure canning. That's a lot of the big wigs will come at you because it's unsafe, and I don't know about all that. Like, to me, it's just so hard for me to trust the company rules, that they're doing it for your safety. Don't process foods. It's like, don't reuse lids for your own safety or you will kill your family. Thank you. Please buy our product. Maybe that's just me feeling that way, but the more adult I get and the more into politics and more aware of our country and the problems and the system, and really seeing that, wow, this sucks. And I don't trust the government, honestly. So it's hard for me to trust people, and I want to find out for myself. And some people are diehard USDA, you have to follow. But the USDA isn't even testing food anymore. They're not testing pressure canning food. So people who pressure can butter, they say you can't pressure can butter. Why not? Because we haven't tested it. Well, why haven't you tested it? Because we don't do testing anymore. So do it because we haven't tested it. And it's like, well, then test it. Like, people are wanting to know how to do this. They're wanting to put up food. And if they really wanted us to know how to preserve food to support our family, why aren't they doing any more testing? Why aren't they teaching us? Why aren't they every year it should be updated. Like they quit testing back in the 40s after the war. Like, well, I think things have changed since the 40s, you know, a little modern world here. So I try and try the stuff that they say not to. So that's why I reuse candy lids. And have I had some not work and not seal? Yeah. And what did I do? I put it in the fridge and I used it the next day. You know? That's just how I feel about it. That's why I reuse commercial jars. You're not supposed to. I've had tremendous success with resealing pasta jars, stuff like that. So, you know, and that's your own call. If you don't feel comfortable doing it, you know, don't do it. That's just me. Personality's awesome. Thank you, Cindy. Oh, I'm glad you started YouTube. I really enjoy your content. Thank you. Good morning. Simple Meals. Good morning. Well, why did you decide to start a YouTube? That was my husband. Oh, when I bring this there. Okay, there we go. That was my husband. We watched a lot of homesteading YouTube channels where we're like, man, that's what we want to do. He liked that idea of having a farm, of raising animals, growing your own food, and we've never had the opportunity to do that because we've been thrown into the workforce and we've just been working our whole young adult lives. And you know, so we decided to seize the opportunity of moving to Montana and wanting to start a homestead. We've seen other people on YouTube be like, starting a homestead from scratch, come along on our journey. And I was like, you know, we could do that. And husband was like, you could totally be on YouTube. He's like he's a little more antisocial and I do all the talking kind of thing. You know, he's more of the silent, quiet type, which works out for us because if we both jabbered, we would both get annoyed with each other. But he's like, you should just go for it. And I was like, man, I don't know. I just, the negative feedback, I don't want to hear it. You know, I don't want to hear the judgments from how I'm choosing to live my life and support my family. Like, this is what I have to do to support my family. And I don't care if you have something negative to say about it. And that, you know, it did bother me at first, the comments, especially the ones calling me a disgusting person because I'm utilizing the food bank. And one person told me I'm literally stealing from the food out of starving children's mouths. And I'm like, are you kidding me? Like, I don't know. So, but I've learned to just let that, the first couple mean comments kind of got to me. But I just let that, you gotta let that roll off your back because 98% of you guys are super supportive and in need of learning about this stuff. So I'm glad I did it. My husband's really good at helping me with the mean comments, and I'm better at them now. You know, I'll either, the super mean ones I'll just delete, but all the other ones, like, I'll reply back to them. Like one of them's like, your family's overweight, you're shoving, I can't believe how much salt okay, hold on. Let me get the mean comment correctly first. Like, I would hate to see how much sodium you are shoving down your kids' necks. So I'm like, well, it's a lot better, like fresh kosher salt in food is a lot better than processed foods and sugars that I could be feeding them. And if you're going to insult me correctly. I'm technically shoving it down their throats, not their neck, you know. It's going to be a bully. You got to have your terminology right. Am I right? You know? So I still get those every now. I shouldn't be utilizing the food bank because I have a full stocked pantry and I have plenty of money. Like that Costco haul, I was worried about posting that Costco haul because people are going to be like, oh, you can buy that at Costco. Why do you go to the food bank? You know? But that's every day. We as people, as moms, are between getting the kids a brand new coat because I haven't been able to find a coat. Like I was looking, I cannot find it. And my kids need a coat. Like it's time. So I could eat, and it was $20. I mean, to me, that was worth it. I haven't had the opportunity before YouTube to get them new boots, to get them a $60 homeschool set. Like I never had that opportunity because I had to buy food. So I had to use free resources, and you know, and utilizing free resources has helped me and has helped me be able to provide other things for my family that I was having to choose between before. You see why I edit? My words get jumbled up. But And a lot of people, all of you struggle with that, between buying a new coat for your kids or buying chicken, a chicken for your family. And I hate that that has to be a decision. And, I choose to utilize the food bank because it helps me be able to have money to buy my kids the coats they need and to be able to provide them, because they don't go to school and I do homeschool. So all of that's on me. And that's a lot of pressure to your kids' education serious, and I try and take that serious. And I have no experience teaching kids. I'm not a teacher, guys. I don't have any experience with kids besides my own. I'm the youngest, so I don't even I didn't even know how to change a diaper when my daughter was born. I've been learning as I go. So I am not like ideal rock star mom and saying that my way is the best way, because honestly I'm winging it, and I learn a lot from you guys. So I forgot what the question was. Oh, why did I decide to start a YouTube? um, so that's why, just to kind of help, especially with cooking. Like, a lot of people don't know how to cook. It doesn't come naturally to them, and it does come naturally to me. So to me, I felt like that's what I could give people, is my love of food and me kind of teaching people how to prepare food. I do a lot in my industry. When I was cooking, I was always the trainer. Like, I've been there 2 weeks. They're like, hey, you're training the new guy. I've been there 2 weeks. They're like, yeah, you're doing great. We trained the new guy. Sure. Hi, welcome to the kitchen. Let me show you around, and because I wanted good coworkers. So to me, training is important. If you train correctly, then they will be a good support system for you on the line. If you just half butt their training and just throw them into it, and then you're later on like, oh, he's a crappy coworker. Well, who trained him? So I always did a lot of training, and there would be people who would start who had no idea how to hold a knife, no idea what the difference between a cucumber and a zucchini is. I would ask them to go get parsley, they'd bring back cilantro, because just people aren't experienced with that stuff. So that's what I kind of took that upon myself, to be the trainer that I always wanted. There's lots of times when I would start a new job, I would be training myself, or I would ask questions that I feel like I needed to know that they wouldn't be teaching me. So I learned how to ask good questions so I could get the information I needed in a short amount of time to do the job, because places don't focus on training. They just kind of throw you into it, So that's where I think is one of the most important things, is how to train people, how to teach people how to do it themselves. You don't just want to serve them a meal, you want to teach them how to do it themselves. And I feel like that's important, and that's what I can bring to the table. That's what I bring to YouTube, is teaching people the basics of how to get a good hot meal on the table. And a lot of things is timing, like how to get all the food ready at the same time. And you've seen me struggle with that before. Like, my noodles are done, but I'm still cooking the pancetta, so the noodles clump together. That happens, and and if that happens to me, I try and go with the flow and show you guys, hey, look, this happens. Here's how you fix it. And that's what I want to do, is to encourage you kids, to encourage you guys that if you are messing stuff up, or if you do something and it doesn't work out, to keep going, keep trying again. It's going to take practice getting in the kitchen and cooking and canning and preserving. Like, I've had stuff where I tried a new recipe canning and I didn't like it. I'm like, great, what am I supposed to do with this now? And you just got to figure it out. Senior citizen here who looks forward to your videos every day. You really brighten up my day. Thank you, Deb. Thank you. I see. Carrie, hi from Australia. I'm fortunate enough not to need food assistance, but I have in the past. I'm now starting a free food pantry with another small business owner. Carrie, that's great. Good for you. That's great. You're going to help so many people with that. See, we've been water bathing jams for generations, also reusing everything. Good. Do it, We don't have pressure canners here. I water bath everything, and I'm still alive and kicking. See, that's what I'm talking about. People, like the diehard canners, are like, you're going to kill your family if you... I'm like, okay. Like, I haven't tried it because I have my pressure cooker, but I agree with you. It's been going on for generations. People have done it, and they're like, well, we know better, so we do better. I hate that. I hate that saying when people say that, about modern stuff. But and there's people like Make It Makes channel. She does water bath canning on a lot of stuff, and she got a lot of heat for that, but she has a great channel now, because I think there are more people out there who do it than you would think. You know, there's more people out there reusing lids, reusing canning jars, water bath canning, everything than you would think. People just don't talk about it because when they do, they get attacked by all the diehards out there. And I do you do what works for you, and I'm all about saving money, all about it. So that's what I do. So Ruth, thank you for admitting and for pointing out that you do that and that you are still alive and well. So Google Feed America, and they have a list of nationwide food banks. Thank you, Mamas. Feed America, Mama Heart. My granddad didn't used to have a fridge when young. She used everything up, kept meats and lard. See, there's a thing about it. Okay, good morning. New subscriber. Hey, Chris. Thank you. Guys, it's been an hour. Did I answer the question I came here for, why I started? And especially once I started the food banks, I started going, and then I've seen how much food they throw out, and it's mostly a lot of produce, They throw out a lot of food, and I was like, man, if I could teach myself to preserve this food, I could be saving it. And they gladly give it to you. They're like, yeah, you can save this. You could use this. Take it. Or else it's going out back to feed the goats. So I'm overwhelmed by the support they have. And I've talked to them about my channel, and I'm trying to work on getting a tour set up to my local food bank and maybe get an interview with the person who runs it. It's kind of maybe after the holidays would be a better time for that, but I think that you guys would really enjoy that. And I want to make sure that I have their permission. I don't just want to show up with my camera and be like, here's the food bank. I don't know. I don't want to be one of those vloggers. So I want to have permission. I want to be respectful about it, but I want to show you guys what my food bank has to offer. And especially they have that Kid Empower place where I drop the kids off. They got books. They have, they made masks for Halloween. They're making Christmas cards, it's a good community resource that I utilize as well, because it's nice. They'll even watch my kids for me because they're potty trained, so I can drop them off for a couple hours and go walk around Costco or go just sit. Lots of times, guys, I just sit in my car because it's so quiet, and I just sit there and I'll have my chill time in there. Okay, let's see. I watched you all the time. I enjoy watching a channel. Some of the things you're teaching us is what my mom used to do. Oh, good. I have traded my homemade chicken and dumplings for some deer. There you go. That's what I'm talking about. From Stockton, Missouri. Letitha, is that your name? I'm sorry. You comment all the time. Yeah. Ignore the bullies. Yeah, you do want to ignore them. Some of them, I get sassy with a couple of them, but they'll be like, oh, your family's all fat and you don't need to go to the food bank because you're a piggy. Just be like, hey, thanks. And just leave it at that. Whatever. I think it's important to leave some of those comments up so you guys can see that I do get heat and see how I respond to them. So if you get heat ever for what you're going with, you would know how to respond to them, Okay, see, there's one right here. You don't eat, you're overweight already. 32 ET. You eat for 2 people. See, and you don't even know what I eat. I literally take a bite of food when I'm trying it. So, right there. I don't know if you're just trolling me, coming in on my live, telling me I'm overweight. I'm aware I'm overweight. Thank you very much. So, whatever. You think I eat for 2 people? Okay. See, Chris, my husband does side jobs. See, so things like that. Oh, Angela, you made it. I'm sorry. I just now saw your message. I haven't been talking. I've been talking too much. Thank you, Angela, for the milestone. That is great. Wow, you guys are just so supportive. Look at all these comments of you're doing great. You're being great. Girl, you do the best. And just ignoring the mean comments. By the way, people are overweight for so many different reasons, usually when struggling, but I guess that's some Karens. Yeah. Something Karens can't grab. And I don't even want to say Karens because I got some really nice Karens in my group here. So, but yeah, you're totally right, See, here, my 11-year-old grandson told me the other day that if you don't have a brand name, then you're a loser and bullied at school. See? And that is sad. Why do kids have to... I hate that kids have to go through that because something's not name brand or they got it secondhand. Why should that even matter? I hate that. I hate this world sometimes. Let's see. For your videos, you're very expressive and fun to watch and learn from you. Thank you. Oh boy, everybody's so nice here, except for that one when you...
If I have a bad day, see you post a video, it makes me happy. Thank you. I've been trying to get a video posted every day just to try. I was trying to get that 10K mark. I don't even know if it does anything on YouTube when you hit 10,000 subscribers. It was just a personal milestone that I was going for, and I have been working hard towards it because, I wanted to hit it. So you put in the hard work, it shows off. Hey, I use leftover lids and jars. It's fine. You do what's best for you. Exactly. 127 watching. I know. Now it's 142. If you're here, you make sure you better like this video. Okay. I think it's fine to use unusual canning practices as long as you let people know if you're feeding it to them. I agree. That's how I feel about with the deer meat and the elk meat too. Like you just cook it for them and then they eat it and then you tell them what it is. I know personally, I would like to know firsthand what I'm eating. I will try it if you tell me, but I don't want to be surprised by it at the end. I kind of think that thing, because I know my mom's super finicky about that stuff. And, I made a meatloaf for her that was half deer, half beef. And I told her that. I was like, Mom, this is half and half. And she gave it a try. She said, delicious. I was like, I know, right? So I do think people know. Let's see, your food bank sounds amazing. They even watch your kids. I know. Every state does need a food bank like this. I agree with you 100%. Like I am blown away by my food bank. And I think if my food bank was everywhere, so many people would be helped out. So many. Like when I was like, you can leave your kids here. So I've been going for like a year now and I never knew that. And I almost feel bad about it, but my kids do pretty good. If my kids were a pain in the butt, it would be a little different. But they're relatively pretty well-behaved kids. So, morning from Maine. Good morning. You're beautiful just the way you are. Thank you. Like animals with rabies, they cannot help it. Yes, they can't help it. Like they're mean. They're like, oh, you're happy? Must make you unhappy. You must be unhappy with me. It's Letha. Oh, see, I'm still horrible. Letha. Is that it? Letha? Thank you, Letha. Leah says hello to your kiddos. Thank you. Congratulations on 10K. Thank you. Good morning from Pensacola, Florida. Don't worry about those people. They make ugly comments. There's always those that aren't, unless they are trying to make unheathers happy. See, Wilma, you and I think alike. Just keep being you. Thank you. And I'm the kill them with happiness kind of thing. Be like, oh, you find me annoying? Let me be a little more annoying for you. I love your channel and pay no attention to any hate comments. You are awesome, beautiful family. Thank you so much. Thank you. Kids are bullies like their parents have taught them. Yeah. The hate comments probably speaks the way that the kids are. And I hate that. Family members passing on trauma from their parents onto ours. Like my dad was a bit of a bully, like I said, growing up. He's better now, and my dad and I have a super good relationship now. And now that I'm older and, I'm adult and I'm capable of understanding why he was that way as a kid, I have forgiven my dad and both my parents for any wrongdoing I felt before as a kid that they've done to me, especially now hearing about other people's stories and other people's childhood. I had a great childhood compared to that. And I have thanked both my parents for the way that they have raised me because I did a great job. And I think I did a good job at picking the traits I want from my parents and not, and changing the bad habits that I've developed from them and seeing what I do want to be like with them and then what I don't want to be like with them, So I have an older brother, so I feel like I've started off good learning lessons from other people. Like, oh, I just got him in trouble. I'm going to make sure I'm not going to do that, that kind of thing. And I've done the same thing like with my parents. So here's in every group. You're totally right. You're so genuine and real, and that makes you beautiful inside and out. Oh, thank you, Honey Badger. I appreciate that. Morning, love. Good morning, Gigi. I believe you have 10,000 subs. You can raise money for charities. Why this camera getting all blurry? Sorry. Oh, I'll have to look at like World Kitchen. I'll have to look into that. Teresa, thank you. Ignore those mean comments. They have nothing better to do with their time. Yeah, comes on my live and calls me fat. Oh my gosh, I wish I had that much time. You know what I'm saying? Let's see. Some old guy was ranting and raging and Winn-Dixie yesterday at the cashier, who I see often. I had to talk her down and calm her down because, what's wrong with people, especially yelling at cashiers? food employees, people are so mean to fast food workers, and I don't get that. Or like gas station workers, like they're literally there to provide for you. Like they're literally helping you and you're yelling at them. I got that. I got a lot of abuse when I worked at McDonald's. A lot of abuse from people, especially the older people. It's always old people being mean to teenagers. Why? Why? Oh, hi, I'm Nola from Scotland. I love your channel. Please, can you say hi? It would make my day. Hi, Nola. Hopefully I said your name right. From Scotland. That's awesome. You like living there? I bet Scotland's fun to live at. Oh my gosh, guys, it's been an hour. What time is it? It's 5:47. I got like 20 more minutes and then I'll have to get off here. Exactly. I love you, sassy pants. I'm pretty sassy, you know what I'm saying? You want to come at me with, shots fired. I'm gonna bring mine loaded, you know what I'm saying? See, Angela, I grew up on deer meat. I only remember them grinding it into ham. Oh, and my aunt did make jerky and sausages, the stecking kind, not the cooking kind, but I believe she had pork. Hubby won't eat it. Yeah. We all like it. Like thank goodness we like it, because it's a good opportunity for us to stock our freezer with meat, is to be able to hunt ourselves, and that's also something new that we've been doing. My husband did it a little bit growing up, but this is a new experience for him as well. It literally costs $0 to be kind. Spread butter, not hate. Thank you, Kate Flan. It's absolutely. And you never know what someone is going through. You never know. And so you taking that moment to be kind to that one person can change their whole outlook on that day. I've been that, where I've been in a bad state of mind and I'm just, in a bad mood or just going through some stuff, and I encounter a random stranger and I have a conversation with them. They make me feel good and I'm like, wow, or you can encounter someone who's spreading their misery onto you, so be the person that you want, that you feel like you would need. I try and be the trainer that I want. I try and be the mom that I would want. I try and be the friend that I would need, and you can't always do that for everybody. You do also have to take care of yourself, but just portray happiness, and if you do it more, you become it. Even if you're feeling negative or having negative comments, that's what you become. It's all right to have a negative comment. I get them all the time. You think of them and you're like, okay, well, that was negative, so I'm allowed to have that thought. So can I have a positive thought about this? How can I go about this? And just take a moment to think about the problem, and just know that it's either your mind playing tricks on you, acknowledge your feelings for sure, but just kind of, make through them. Hey, I think I got to the end of the comments. Yay. Watching you break down the deer was so informational. I had no clue about it. Thank you. And I had no idea about it either. So I'm glad that is, yes, remember to hit the like button. Thank you for the constant. And I need to drink my coffee. I've only had half of my coffee, you guys. All right. Any other questions before I jump off here? It's so odd that people don't realize they reap what they sow. Thank you. If you're mean, you attract me back towards you. Thank you so much. And if you're negative, you get negative stuff back. I don't know. I don't want to be the reason that someone goes home and cries. What good does that bring you? Let's see. Angela, I try and find the good in everything and everyone. Some days are harder than others. Yes, it's really about that. And some people are harder to deal with than others. They are just negative Nancy's. I have a personal experience with that, where they're just negative all the time. And there's a problem to every solution kind of person. And, you can think and be like, hey, thanks for doing this. Well, I didn't do this. I didn't do that. I didn't do this. And I didn't do that. And it took me forever. Okay. Well, thank you. I don't know. I don't know what to say to things like that, where if you thank somebody and they come back with, I don't know if they're just wanting more compliments or wanting to be overly thanked, or if that's just how they think, where even if they did something productive, all they can think about is what they didn't get done, and that's just going to tear you guys down. Time to think about what you're doing, or I'm sorry, I got distracted. Take the time to, I don't know, I lost my thought there. I got distracted by your question, Melanie. Will you be doing deer meat cooking videos? Absolutely. I still have some venison and then elk, so I'll be doing great. I'm thinking about starting a wild game series. I have a lot of series I'm starting right now. So I will, but I definitely will be doing more, especially since I have all that elk meat. You know, I'm going to be doing that for a lot. Let's see. So doing videos. Only one question. I can't find making the jelly out of juice. Could you post the link again? Thank you. Yes, I will. It's the one where I'm holding up the grape juice, but I can link that below. I haven't how to do that in chat. Last time I tried to do that, I closed the whole video. So Sydney, you have a great day as well. Thank you for stopping by. Food for thought. Consider asking someone to monitor your live so trolls can be blocked. Okay, that's a good idea. I don't really do too many lives. Maybe I'll start doing like once a week or something. You guys would like that? I mean, especially now, I got a lot of people here this early in the morning for me. I know it's everywhere, different times everywhere else. I am aware of that, you know. So good if this. I could try and do it later. I'm not a night person, so really mornings are, you know, my cup of tea. People that are nasty to others have deep-rooted issues they don't want to deal with within their own lives. If people are at peace with themselves, they aren't attacking others. You know, Mama, you are totally right. Absolutely. And so you gotta, yeah, it can be hurtful when people say stuff to you, especially strangers. Like, you don't know me. Like, what makes you say I eat for two people? Like, you don't know me. You haven't even seen how much I eat, you know? So that's when you're going to be like, you know what, this person doesn't know what they're talking about. And don't beat yourself up about something that someone doesn't know what they're talking about, you know? I would love to see you can elk and deer meat. I was thinking of some of the roast as well. I would cut those up into cubes. I might just do some just plain raw meat and pressure can that. And then I might make like some stews or something with the meat and then can those as well. So now I'll have ready cooked meat on the shelf, and I can show you guys kind of how I use those and stuff. So yeah, I like the idea for the game series. Okay, that's kind of what I'm doing with the Dipsember, to be doing a weekly video of different dry dips. Yeah, that's it. Then just start a new one, you know, of ready-made dips or something. I am going to be, for those of you who don't know, the Inquisitive Farm Wife. She also does a lot of collabs and cooking, pantry cooking, in live right now. You can go check her out. She's hosting a collaboration for this month. I guess it's already, and she's doing all different types of dips you can do, including dry mix dips, and I am going to be doing one as well. So prepared for that video. Mornings are my cup of coffee, not tea. You know what I'm saying? I'm not a tea person. I mean, it's good for you. People are very rude. They are. When I was young, people would say I was fat, and I was like, tell me something I don't know. People can be mean. Your ray of sunshine blots them out. Thank you. They can be mean, you know, and I've been called fat my whole life. Come up with something new, all right? Don't bother me anymore. If you did, that wouldn't make you a less valuable person. Exactly. Thank you. Yep. Size shaming is foolish. Humans come in all shapes and sizes. They really do. And you can't determine someone's value based on what they look like, what kind of clothes they're wearing, whether they're wearing makeup or not. You know, like you can't determine anything by the way they look. So I think I hit all the questions there. Hopefully I talked about all I came to talk about, just about why I choose to use a food bank. And now that I see how much food gets thrown out at the food bank is really why I continue to go. And I ask them, is there any food that is going to get thrown out? And then that's the food that I keep to help feed my family. You know, I do go, and like I said, I do Costco hauls and stuff like that. So, but if the food's there that's going to get thrown out, why wouldn't you choose to utilize it? For pride, I should let that food go into the dumpster instead of taking it because I already got green beans on my shelf. You know, but if they're going to go in the trash, I just can't do that. It's so hard for me to see food go waste when I know that I can preserve it and I can save it and then I would use it. You know, I wish that something with the food bank I could repackage some of the food and redo it, but there's red tape behind all that, you know. I am also, FYI, talking to him about possibly becoming a cooking teacher at the food bank. So that's another thing after the holidays I'm going to be talking to them about, because that's, to me, I don't don't know. I'm ready to, I feel like I'm ready to help now. You guys have really given me the confidence in my cooking ability and to be able to be a teacher. I was like, I don't know if I can teach people in a cooking class, but I don't know, you guys boost my confidence too. You really do. And you make me feel like I can do anything. And I'm like, oh, they really like that. And, so you guys are just as encouraging to me as I am to you. And I love that. And I hope you feel that. And I hope you guys know how appreciative I am of every single one of you who help me and who give me good feedback, give me tips, who just support me and comment. And I love you guys so much. And that's probably the best thing that has happened from my YouTube channel is this community that I have developed that I didn't even know existed, honestly. And I'm blown away by every single one of you. And let's see. Hi. Oh, Sylvia from Holland. I was born in Holland. I was born in the Netherlands. I was there for 3 months before we moved back to the States. But that's fun. I haven't been back since though, and I don't remember a thing about it, so don't ask me. But that was cool. I know my dad did have the opportunity to give me a dual citizenship since I was born there. But I'm pretty sure that when you're 18, you're forced to go into the military there, and he did not want me to do that. So I appreciate that, Dad. Chris, I've offered the food bank to teach to cook and preserve. They don't get back to me. Yeah, I mean, it's a big deal to have a big class like that, especially if you want each person to have their own equipment to teach them how to do it themselves. Maybe you could have like a local canning thing in your house. I've thought about doing that, like just making a post on like the mom page on Facebook and be like, hey, I'm going to be teaching some canning. Is anybody interested? That just takes time to set up though, but it could be worth it if there's a lot of people who want to learn how to do this stuff and they just don't know how to go about it, Love that you would do that to give back to others in the area. You would be awesome at teaching them. Thank you. I think I would be pretty good at it too, I'm just like, I don't know. I think about trying to teach my kids learning how to hold knives, and anytime I get them in the kitchen with a knife, I'm always like, anxious about it, but it's important, and I show them how to do it. And so it's important to, even though you worry about your kids, you got to teach them how to do stuff themselves, Love your videos. Thank you, Sylvia. I appreciate that. YouTube is a great resource for information. It really is. Like, I've learned a lot from YouTube. Like even how do I zoom up in a video, like for editing, and it'll show me. I don't know if you guys noticed, I learned how to zoom. So I was like, oh, this is awesome. You too. Okay, so cool. My husband's Netherlands. I would forever have my last name pronounced wrong. Let's see if I can do it. Matheson. See, I'm sure I did it too. So I am sorry for that. Camera. Sorry, guys. Okay. Good morning from Central Illinois. Good morning. Good morning. Do you guys have snow there yet? Keep doing what you're doing. Love watching on channel. Have learned a lot of different. Thank you. I appreciate that. And you guys are teaching me a lot of different cooking techniques too. Like I was holding the lemon squeezer wrong. That's okay. I can take heat for that. I understand. I should know how to hold a But I'm gonna jump off here, guys. Thanks so much for being here. Like 139 people here. Like, I love that you guys are taking time to spend time with me. Like, it's very humbling that you feel like a rock star. That people like you. They want to come in and they see you live. They're like, oh, Mama Bear's live. Let's go join that. Like, I just love that. I guess that fame life. I'm famous, even though I'm not famous. No, I'm an influencer. Oh, good morning, Terry. You just got here. I'm about to head out. Let's see, Linda. Always remember, for every person that sends a mean comment, there's 100 people supporting you. That is so true, Linda. And I've really seen that. Like, when I first started talking about the food bank, I got a few here and there, but like that's why I say 98% of people are supportive of me and what I'm doing in my channel and what I'm trying to teach others and portray. And you're never going to make people 100% happy. There's never going to be people who think that you're doing the right thing or that you could be doing this, or all of a sudden trying to teach you budgeting lessons, or they think you should just get a second job instead of staying home and homeschool your kids. That's what public schools are for. Those are people who just don't get it. Like, they don't get it. And they don't care about what your goals are for your children. They just think that you're a leech feeding off the system. You know what? Fine. feel that way, it's not going to make any difference to me because I know that's not what I'm about. And I know what I'm doing and what I'm trying to portray and teach my kids. And I know that it's so important for me to stay home and teach my kids, then, especially since I have that opportunity. And, I've created that opportunity for myself. We were living that rat race. I'm the one who I started doing DoorDash and Uber, and then I learned, and then I picked up housekeeping, and then I spread my word about, and I made my own housekeeping business. And that's really what got me to be able to get out of working in the kitchen, is starting my own housekeeping business. And I started my channel, and now I'm throwing a lot into my channel to try and make this my business to help support the family. So I am coming up with ways to get me to be home, to be here for my family, and still be able to survive, and that's the kind of takes. You got to be open-minded, and you have to be willing to, put in the work and put yourself out there. Honestly, that's the biggest thing, is putting myself out there. And I have made so many friends and connections here in the 2 years that I've been here, considering I didn't know a soul when we moved here. And now I have a better community and support system than I had living in Missouri most of my life. Besides my family, I do miss my family a lot. And they were a great support system. So I'm not talking about them. I'm talking about just friends and community and neighbors and stuff like that. So just put it out there, guys. If you have some neighbors that you haven't talked to, give them some homemade gifts this year. Give them a thing of cookies or something, and just start up a conversation and get to know people, because that's really how you survive this world, is people helping each other. And don't count on the system taking care of you, because it doesn't care about you. People do. Thank you, Chris. You have a good day as well. Oh my gosh, morning from Texas. Rainwater Refuge Homestead. Do you have a channel? I don't know if I've seen you before. I can go check out your channel. I like to subscribe and support other channels if I can. That's another thing. As a smaller channel, I really had some people help me and share my word out, and that helped my channel grow. So that's why I'm trying to encourage other channels to get in on this too. And that's why I like my subscriber featured recipe, because I want to bring more attention to other channels out there that are trying to provide the same information or other useful information. It doesn't have to be the same information as me. There could be other information that's useful that other people are trying to learn, So I'm all about that. I have no problems if you guys are in my Facebook group and you want to share something from your channel, go for it. I am not going to be mad about that. I'm not saying this is my platform, this is my channel, me. I do not mind sharing whatsoever, because I know that's how we build each other, and that's how you get such a good community, is that everybody just sharing everything with each other, Thanks for the live. You're welcome. I know I just threw myself in here to this live. Now I got to go back and answer all the comments from overnight from my video. Man, I'm so glad you guys saw the video, my food bank haul. That seemed to be a good one. Me cutting up all those pumpkins. So I gotta go in there. Freaking Fuel. Yes, Freaking Fuel is a good one. They do dumpster diving. I've been wanting to try a dumpster dive. I don't know where I should go for that. I need to watch their channel a little more to see if they go Walmart and Dollar General. I would be willing to try it. You never know. Especially here. I feel like Montana is pretty good about not waste, but it could be the stores themselves, not necessarily the state, Leah is asking if you could do a cooking video with your kids. Sure, I can. Let's see. I had Betty Jan in there cooking me. She was cutting up the onion the other day. I do want to do some Christmas baking. Like I haven't really had him cooking too much. Just like lunch here and there. Gideon likes to get in there and cook. He's my cook, if you haven't noticed. He's always the one in the kitchen with me, is Gideon or Betty Jan. Conrad needs to get in there more. But yeah, I could do a cooking video, maybe something basic like pasta or something, Is there something that she would like to learn how to cook? Maybe she can give me a request and I can cook that with the kids, Let's see, we've gotten the snow a few times here. Melted right away. I hate that. That was definitely Missouri. It's like, oh, we got snow, and then by the afternoon it's melted and you just have mud. I don't want mud, I want snow, or you get ice. You get ice storms. Just a sprinkle of snow. You're like, no, I will have a wonderful day, guys. I'm already in a great mood now. Like, I need to do lives more often. I really like that. Let's see. I'm so close to my 1,000 subs, and I can't wait. Great job at your channel. Do you have let's see, Rachel, what's your channel? Is it just your name? You know, leave that below for us to check out. 1,000 is a good achievement. Like, I remember trying to hit my 1,000, because then if you get 1,000 subscribers and then 4,000 hours watched, then you get you can start being monetized and start making some money off ads. So that's another way to support me, guys, is just to let my video run. Don't skip it. I know I can get boring at times, but a lot of you are asking me just how to help, and just liking, commenting, sharing, and just letting the video run, even if it's in the background, you know. That's super helpful for me, and you know, I appreciate it. Not necessary, but you know. Also, my affiliate with Amazon, if you go to my main channel page and click on the Amazon one, it'll just bring up Amazon website, and if you order anything from there, I get a small commission from it. And it doesn't have to be my channel or anything I've linked, just anything you order from Amazon. So if you order from Amazon a lot, if you can remember to use my link, that is also really helpful for me, and no additional cost to you. Yes, it's a very small channel right now. Okay, well, I'll go check you out, Rainwater. What's your name? I don't call you Rainwater. And if I have to ask you several times, don't be mad at me. Let's see, Jennifer at A Country Life on the Cranberry Farm homeschools, and her children have been in the kitchen cooking very young. Jennifer at A Country Life. Okay, I'll have to check her out. Cranberry Farm. I love cranberries so much. I got 4 bags of cranberries. I need to do something with. I still have some cranberry juice from last year, and I have cranberry sauce. Someone sent me a butter recipe, so I might give that a try. Berry Patch, good morning. Good to see you. You're always super supportive in all my videos. Leave me a comment and everything. I appreciate that. You're just the kindest person. Love your personality and videos. Have a great day. Thank you so much. What's your Facebook group, or does anyone know? I'll go join for sure. So with my Facebook, I kind of got two going on. Right now. One of them's a public, one of them's a private. So I got Mama Baird Homestead and then Mama Baird's Homestead. I'm still trying to figure out if I can merge those two. Like, I had a group and then I made it private, and then I realized I can't share my videos. You guys can't share your videos onto mine. You can't, like, it really limits the sharing of information on the group. So I started another one that's still public. And some people prefer the private, some people prefer the public. So like the Bairds with the podcast is the public one, and the Baird without that is the private one. So if anybody has any ideas on how I can merge them, or if I even should, or just keep them separate, I don't know. Not technology suave, you know. Maybe decorating cookies with the kids. Okay, I'm going to do those. I'm also thinking about making some birdseed ornaments. That's super easy to do, and you just put birdseed. I forget what the glue is for them, but I think that would be fun because we've got a lot of birds up here, and they'll want to give them to our chickens. I know for sure. Oh, it's just your name, Rachel. Okay. Christmas cookies and decorating is what you want to see with the kids. All right, man, you're gonna make my kitchen a mess. Getting the all three. It'll be great though. It'll be fun. I want to do some. Someone posted a potato candy recipe on my Facebook. I thought that looked interesting. Will you use mashed potatoes? I love following YouTubers helping each other. Yes, Rachel, I agree completely. Like, why does it have to be, no, these are my subs, not your subs? Like, why can't we all just share? Like, it doesn't matter if someone's sub to me and sub to you. Like, that doesn't affect either of us negatively in one or the other, you know? Like, just support each other, lift each other up. That's what, you know, that's what it's all about to me. That's what life is about. I bet you'll get a TV show, Cooking with the Kids. Well, I don't want to do too much with the kids on there. That's one thing that I'm also trying to be cautious of, is just safety-wise. And you see a lot of these family vloggers that, to me, are just exploiting their kid, and like medical conditions and school problems, and you just know every single thing about these kids. And I feel bad for the kids like that, because, you know, some of them, that's their stories to tell. And what if they don't want that on the internet? What if, you know, people are showing videos of their kids getting off the bus and you can see their number, or showing them, you know, we're going to be at the dentist, here's our dentist. And it's like, it's so dangerous, you know. Like, me even having the kids on there a little bit, I try and be conscious about what I'm putting up there, you know, what they're doing and stuff, and not trying to share any kind of too much personal information about them. With me, it's fine, because, you know, this is my channel. I'm an adult. I can share whatever information about myself and my personal medical history or anything that I want. But like especially with the kids, and I don't know what the internet's going to be like by the time they're an adult and they're going to have access to all this. So cooking Christmas cookies with the kids, yes, but like even doing stuff with like the homeschooling, I'm not too sure yet if that's stuff where I'm going to put the kids in. I've gotten a couple offers to review kid products where the kids can get free toys and stuff, and they just got to review it. But again, I'm like, I don't know if I'm necessarily comfortable with that, having the channel for my kids. I don't mind having them in there, but it's just something I'm trying to be a little more cautious about and make sure I'm being aware of it safety wise and not posting anything that can embarrass them later in life. I don't want them to hate me. But I do know that I do know that that's something I'm trying to be careful of. Why don't the kids go to school? Are you qualified to teach them? Struggle with articulating. They do struggle with articulating. That's something that we're working on. We're working on learning how to read right now. So with blending of the words and enunciating each letter. I do not have any kind of qualifications. And to be a homeschooling parent, you don't have to be. You don't have to have experience in all that. You just have to have good resources. And again, utilizing YouTube community, I have homeschooling moms who they specialize. Their channel is all about how you can homeschool your children and how to teach your kids how to learn. And they teach you how to be a teacher for your parent or for your kid. That's what I'm going to do. So I don't know if I'm necessarily qualified, educational wise, to do it, but I know that I'm qualified in the aspect of I'm wanting my kids to have the best education, which is why I don't in public school. And I want them to have the ability to learn whatever they want and not just a strict, planned out curriculum where, to me, most public school is all about getting them to pass tests to get more money than to teaching them what they actually need to learn in life. I know when I left public school, I was not prepared for life at all. And I don't know if that was the combination of the school or my parents or whatever, but I felt like I got hit by a truck hard when I became an adult and ended up having to do everything by myself. And I felt like I was not prepared. And that is my goal, is to prepare my kids for that kind of life. So I don't know if you would say I'm per se qualified, and kids are going to struggle with things like enunciating. One of them might end up struggling with math, and that doesn't mean that I can't get a tutor for them if I feel like whatever I'm trying to teach them is out of my qualification, or I'm like, man, they're really struggling with this and I don't know if I can fix it. Then I can go out to get outsourced help. And I'm not above that. I'm like, if you guys want to, if someone wants to help me teach the kids, sure. If one of them ends up needing to get a little bit of speech therapy to help with their words, so be it. I will do that. I am not above getting help or thinking that I'm the only resource for my kids. No, I know I am not foolish to think that, and then we go to the library. They have a public library that we go to and have story time. So yeah, my kids may struggle with certain aspects. Some of them may struggle with words and speech more, and one of them struggles with writing more. That's just the kids. And that's the beauty of homeschooling, is that I have the opportunity to see where my kid is struggling and to be able to help them with that, instead of them just getting blended into a class of 30 and just getting pushed through and just getting passed. And you're working full time, so you're not noticing that your kid's struggling. So to me, it may be a challenge to learn how to teach kids. It really is. Man, I don't know how to teach kids how to read, but if you're willing to learn it and to do the research and then give it to your kids, that's the best education I could give for them. And having them in the kitchen, learning how to cook and doing math in the kitchen, that's the best experience I can give for them. So I don't know. That's okay. That's enough on that topic. It's called homeschooling. Yeah. Yes, the birdseed thing with the chicken sounds cute. Okay, well, they're very young. Articulating comes with time. Thank you, Berry Patch. See, same thing. There's people who are quick, and I don't mind if people notice something. It'd be like, hey, do you notice your kid might be struggling with this? It might be something you need to look into. You're more than welcome to point that out. I'd be like, oh, maybe it is, or no, I think they're fine, because you only get a tidbit of my kid and what they're doing and how they talk, which might be enough for you to determine that they need help. But I live with them, and I see what they're doing, and I do see what we work on with each one. Melissa, hello, new subscriber here, and I love your channel very much. Planning on our low next week. Yay, thanks to you. Only thing they can say is no. Absolutely. It does not hurt to ask. All they can do is say no. And you might be surprised that you might get so much food that is really going to be able to help your family. Get just a little bit like that, anything to take the burden off of inflation right now, you know? Cookie decorating the kids sound interesting and fun. My kitchen is going to be a mess. Potato candy equals need hams. Yum, yum. I agree with the kids. Agree 100%. Thank you. We try to keep things positive mostly as well. Buried, I don't know if that's, I'm sure Berry Patch isn't your name. Do you homeschool as well? 2 free acres. Hi from Missouri. Where are you in Missouri? Guys, I said I was going to get off here like 20 minutes ago. Y'all keep me chatting. I love it though. I love it. Like it does. It just feels like I'm here chatting with a friend. Like I could do this all day. You can always share favorite homeschooling resources as you go, but not pushing your kids to be on the forefront. Thank you. Okay, that's a good idea. What does it mean when my post has a red line to the far left and my typing is all like in block letters? I'm not too sure about that. Superstar speech helped my children. Okay, is that a YouTube channel? A loving mother is qualified. Thank you. Thank you. That is so true. I hate when people, what's your qualifications? Do you have a degree in early learning? Yeah. No, okay. But I love my children and I want them to succeed, okay? And I'll do what I have to support my children and make sure that they're going to have necessarily tools and abilities to survive this world, you know? And if anything, we got to be harder on our kids now. Like they're going to have a hard life, I feel like our kids are, and they're going to be needing to learn how to grow their food and cook their food and preserve food and know how to fix a car, know how to work on a tractor, know how to raise their own food and process it. Like that's going to be hunting. That's going to be stuff that is going to come back. It's going to be needed to come back because we cannot keep living like this in the way that our world and our society is going. The bubble is going and the kids need to be mentally prepared for that, you know? So that's what I'm trying to do is teach them life skills that'll keep them going, you know. Good morning, food bank call. Happy Friday. Thank you, Jade. Did you like that one? Some of them are kind of long, some of them are shorter, some of them are longer. I think it all depends on how much energy I have and what kind of food I'm going to process, you know. You can't please everyone. You ignore negative people. Your content is good. Sending positive vibes from India. What? Thank you. Thank you. There's so many resources. There are. I agree. A loving mother is qualified. I agree with that as well. That is a good, I need to say that more. Must go. Bye, Sylvia. Thank you so much for stopping by. Great answer. Well done. Thank you. Thank you. Oh, were you testing me? Was that it? Great answer. You testing me? Did I succeed? Whoa. Zoom up. Whoa. I can see my pimple there for a second. Children with speech issues are officially incredibly strong in math. They have been so true here. Yes. You know, and that's just normal for people. Some people are better in some subjects than the other. What I'm seeing in my kids is that one is better. Like one of them can go through the writing so fast and ask for more. And then the other one's like, oh, this is too hard. I don't want to do it, you know? And so that one requires a little more patience, a little more prompting, a little more you can do is encouragement, you know? And I think they're just wanting that encouragement and not one-on-one time with me. I try and get that to them as well, you know? Everybody's loving me. Thank you so much. I started watching you 2 months ago. I love your videos. I get new ideas from. Thank you. I'm glad I can help you guys with some new ideas. Our children deserve to be protected from agendas and taught real life as well. Hear, hear. I agree completely. Just caught your live. I enjoy you very much. Congratulations, 10K. Thank you, Mrs. C. You know, and I love that some of you are calling me Mama B too. Like that's like a little pet name. I'm totally for that. You know, hey Mama B. I'm like, I like that. I know Baird is kind of hard to say sometimes. It's like Baird, Bird, you know, but that's okay. I'm not offended, you know. I wish schools taught financial responsibility. Terry, me as well. Like I remember taking a home ec class in high school where we had to do like a checkbook and stuff. I don't remember anything from that. And I definitely don't remember being taught about taxes, anything like that. Any savings, like they kind of brushed on it, but nothing like it should have been, you know. Thank you, Melissa. You have a wonderful Friday and weekend as well. Hey, mama. Hey, beautiful. Hi, honey. How you doing? As I say, knowledge is power. If you learn a skill and never need it, you've still increased your knowledge base, and that in itself is worthy of the effort. Thank you, Teresa. You are so right. History always repeats itself if we don't listen to the lessons the first time. So yes, growing your own food will be unnecessary soon. I agree completely. Like, not testing, you handled yourself well. I'm a fan and was curious. Oh, okay. See, and sometimes it's so hard with questions too. That's why I try not to be too when people are asking me those questions, because some people are truly just asking, like, why do you go to the food bank? They're not like, why do you go to the food bank? They're, why do you go to the food bank? And those are the questions to me that are worth addressing and worth talking to, because it's some people who are truly just curious about what you're doing, and they want to know those answers. Maybe they want to think about it themselves, or they just never met somebody who does that, so they're just curious, and I do try and address those issues and those comments, and not the ones that are just, you can tell, are just strictly just mean, like the fat comment. Good morning, Mama Bear. Good morning, Wanda. How are you? I gotta go get some done. I know I need to get stuff done too. You guys keeping me here. It's a great interactive video. Thank you. I will get that cookie video up soon, I guess. I gotta get some kids cooking. I was part of the advanced group, so I took calculus, but was never offered anything useful like home. Yeah, see, like, calculus is great, but like, what about how to cook rice and beans? Do you wake the kids for school? Let them wake up on their own? What time do they get up? They get up on their own. I just they're morning people too. Our boys are in bed. They're 5, so they're in bed by 8:30. Gideon will put himself to bed. He'll be like 6:30. I'm ready for bed. I'm like, okay, let's go to bed. That's me too. I feel like I'm ready to bed. I'll go put myself to bed. Gideon is my early bird. He gets up, like, he's the one who's been up with me. He's out there laying down with his blanket outside the door waiting for me to come out. I think he fell asleep again. But he's the one. He gets up in the morning, and he's the jabber. My mom has cursed me with a child like me, and she has done that with my son, Gideon. He jabber at 4 o'clock in the morning. Mama, Gideon, I need coffee. So he's there, and then the other two are usually up. Everybody's usually up and going by 7 to 7:30. My whole household's up. So, and I always say we got to get Dad at the door. My husband leaves for work around 7:45. I usually get him up between 6:45 and 7, and I'll get him up, we get his coffee going. I'll make breakfast for him and the kids. I don't normally eat breakfast, honestly, guys. Like, I drink coffee, and then I'll eat at like 10 or so is when I first start eating unhealthy. But lots of times the breakfasts I'm making, I don't necessarily eat those right then and there. That's why sometimes I'm just making like 4 plates, or just make plates for like husband and the kids, because I'm not quite ready to eat yet, So I don't force them to get up any certain time. I let them sleep. I feel like sleep's super important, and that's the perk about homeschooling, is that we can do it at any time, really. So if we're having a late morning, we'll be like, okay, we'll do our reading a little later, or let's skip and let's watch our lesson today, and then we'll work on our writing this time. And it's nice that I have that freedom to do that. And the kids are very good at like switching stuff up. They do like a schedule, but they're pretty good about not minding if it gets switched up. Man, guys, it's been almost 2 hours on here. Love that you guys have been here. Hi, Mama Baird. Hello. Oh my gosh, I've been trying to practice your name, Latanya. Please tell me how to say it. It looks like Angela, like Latanya. So, saying your name, I would love to know. It's a beautiful name. I'm a great fan. I think you're the greatest since sliced bread. Sliced bread is pretty great. I would not imagine having to slice my bread every single time I want to make a sandwich. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. But thank you, Mama. That means a lot that you say that. John, howdy. How are you? I love your channel. You're so beautiful and amazing. Thank you so much. You guys call me beautiful all the time. That's so great. Like, there's always that, I don't know, that self-conscious, especially because I'm not a girly girl. Like, I don't do jewelry. I don't do makeup. I don't do nails. Like, I quit wearing makeup 10, 11 years ago. I just decided I didn't need it anymore, and that was because I was working with girls who they didn't wear makeup. I thought they were just beautiful. I'm like, man, you guys, they're just, and I think it was their personality that really was so beautiful, and they were the ones who just, without even talking about it, they influenced me to quit wearing makeup, because I was like, you know what, I don't enjoy it, but I felt like I needed it, because that was programmed in me as a girl. Gotta have long hair, gotta have good nails, gotta wear makeup, you know, and I'm so not like that. Like I had I had a pixie cut for a while because I didn't like dealing with hair. I still don't. I don't like hair. I got an offer to be a sponsor for nails. I'm like, that would probably do really well on my channel, but I'm not a nail person. That's just not me, you know. So thank you though, but that you think I'm beautiful. I really appreciate that. You know, it means a lot. I feel so flattered because I was never one of those who was always the beautiful girls, you know. So, and every woman likes to being told that she's pretty and beautiful. So I appreciate that you guys do that. We do work around the home until 10. Our children do a morning time and period after schooling. We go year round. Yeah, I like to do year round too. I actually take a break like during the harvest season when I'm in the kitchen constantly needing to do some canning. That's like our summer break is during that time when we're focusing on the homestead. We're making sure everything's put up, everything's taken care of. We still do our reading time before bed, but we might take a vacation from doing actual book work that week because that's what we need to focus on. And I'm okay with that. I think that's a great way to go about it. He's a little love bug, Gideon. He is. He's so sweet. He can be pretty mean though. Like he's probably the worst at being mean to me. Like if he's mad, he'll like you hate me, you don't love me, and like he'll go into his room and then he'll come out, mama, mama, mama. But yes, Gideon, you don't love me, and then close the door. And like that to me, I don't know. That's frustrating right now. I'm trying to figure out how to get him out of that. Like I don't want to encourage him being like that, so I try to ignore it. And I try and talk to him and be like, just because mama tells you no doesn't mean I don't love you. And I feel like he's just being dramatic about it, but I don't want him to keep saying that you hate me. Like I just no, or you're being mean. You're the meanest mommy in the world because I told him no. And I'm trying to work on that with him. Like he'll purposely do something he knows he's not supposed to do when he's mad. That kind of stuff. But he is a sweetie, that's for sure. Much love. It's 6:25. I'm an early bird. Yes. Let's see. It is 6:29 here too. So same time frame here. You have to leave. Have a good day. Thank you for stopping by. I know I've been here forever. Hey, Susie, got here late. Yeah, we're just chit-chatting. Say my name right. Oh, good. Okay. Charlotte, love your channel. Thank you. Good morning. You're such natural beauty, Mama. Your skin is so smooth. Thank you. I moisturize. No, I don't know. I've been very lucky and not have to deal with. I get a pimple like here and there, but I've never really had acne or anything. So I've been super fortunate with that. It's of nothing on purpose on my part why this has happened. It just happens. So, what can I say? I'm just blessed. Oh gosh. Okay. Wanda, you do a great thing by telling people about the food banks. Some people are afraid to go. They really are in food banks. And I really think that's what we're going through today is very much needed. Yes. And people stigma around, going to the food bank. They don't want to admit that because it's embarrassing. I was like, why is that embarrassing? Like, I don't know. I get some great stuff from the food bank. I'm all for one. Be like, go. Like, I'm not going to take from other people. Everybody go. There's plenty for everybody. I feel, Gotta go. Chopping a bunch of onions. Good luck with your onions. I'll talk to you later. You're beautiful inside and out. Thank you so much. Your message to the world is needed. Love you here from Minnesota. Love your sense of humor, tricks, and food. You've being real. Thank you. You love that the most. Just your real life, no fuss. That's right. I try and keep. I don't like all those fake channels either. I think that's setting us up for success, where we have ourselves in our mind that we need to be like that. Like, oh, that's the perfect mom, that's the perfect wife. And there is no such thing as a perfect mom and a perfect wife. And portraying that image is just going to set yourself up for failure and set yourself up for criticism, because as soon as if you portray yourself as perfect, as soon as you do not perfect, you're going to get attacked for it because you're supposed to be perfect. And so it's like, but nobody's perfect, and that's silly to try and live by that standard. Do I want more kids? That is a good question. Husband and I talk about that. I feel like I could have another kid. Like, babies are just so great, and I think that my kids would be really good at having an older sibling. Right now, though, just with like what's going on in the world, and us still trying to get like a homestead, and we're renting and saving money. Like, babies, they're not so much like that they cost a lot, because they do, you know, but you can get a lot of used stuff on Marketplace and stuff like that, cheap baby stuff, tons of baby clothes and stuff. But mine's more like the time I'm going to have to dedicate towards a newborn. And with my luck, I'm going to get triplets, because I have overachieving ovaries and they like to drop all the eggs. So we joke about that. I'd be like, oh man, what if we get triplets and stuff? So I don't know. We talk about it. I'm on birth control right now, just to, to hopefully stop that from happening. But if it happens, it happens. Obviously, we would be totally okay with that. I feel like there's enough love in our family for another addition. But I mean, that another baby is not totally off the table yet, but it's not something at this moment that we are shooting for. Maybe, I don't know. The kids are getting older, 6 and 5, but I don't feel like my kid's age is a limit to me on having a baby. I feel like if I want to have a baby, I'm going to have a baby. You know, if I decide that I want to invest my time again in going through, that's me and my husband's choice, you know. And Gideon is actually asking for a baby sister. He wants a baby so bad. I got him a baby doll, but it's not the same as a baby sister. So it's 12 a.m. in Australia. Woo! You a night person, small town? You a night person? Got to get laundry done in my cell. Okay. Thank you for stopping by, Mama. I appreciate it. You're still here, Melissa. Housework can wait. That's how I feel. You got plenty of time to do that housework. I do got to get going, though. I got to go start coffee for the husbano. I go to my food banks here in Memphis, Tennessee, but they're not as generous as your food banks. It's actually kind of sad what they give us. Jade, I was talking about that in my first one. I was going to a food bank in Missouri, and it's the same thing. It's just sad, the food that they give. I don't know if it's because stores aren't having to donate. I don't know if there's like maybe a program here that forces all of our foods to donate, like all the grocery stores to donate their expired food. So that could just be the issue in your place, because especially in Memphis, there's tons of stores there, and I'm sure there's tons of food that gets to go to waste. Oh, did my phone chip there? No, this is my battery. But anyway, I do wish that the food bank that I get offered is the same as everywhere. Get some notification for new subs. You're so good, Rainwater. Go check her out. Girl, I'm with you on the kids. We want more, but man, the world's so scary right now. Yeah, like, I don't know. Like, if it happens, then obviously it was meant to be, it happened. But my birth control has been very reliable for the past 5 years, and I just found out that it's good for 2 more years, so we're just going to leave that sucker in, and we'll go from there. If it's one of the marinas, so it's good for if we decide that we do want to start, just take it out, and then like 2 weeks later, we can start again. So that's definitely something. Yeah, he's definitely passed back out. You're an overnight person? Yeah. And some people are overnight people, like they can do that. I'm a morning person for sure. Do food banks have food for cats and dogs? Some of them have, yes. Some people donate cat and dog food. I like to keep those because there's a lot of homeless people that have dogs and stuff that have with them. So I just get my dog food at Costco, and Jack is a little more particular about what kind of food he needs. So I usually leave the cat and dog food for other people who could utilize that. But yes, they do offer that sometimes. It's not every day though. And then they also have like I got those my last haul, and they don't ever usually have those. Sometimes they have toothbrushes and tooth kits for the kids. Sometimes they have bars of soap. Sometimes they have little bottles of laundry detergent. So it really all depends. You never know what's going to be there. Yeah. Good morning, girl. Just got up and saw you were live. Thank you, Susie. Like, you're jumping straight onto my live. Yeah, I've been here for 2 hours. This is crazy, but this is what I do. I'm usually here answering all my comments anyway. 2 pandemic, baby. Sickness and pregnancy is no joke. It really is. And with the twins, I pretty much knew instantly that I was pregnant because cigarette smoke makes me throw up when I'm pregnant. I don't mind it when I'm not pregnant, but just being pregnant, just this whiff just makes me puke. And my mom was smoking at that time, and I literally just decided to start another baby like the week before, and then I was staying at my mom's and she lit up a cigarette and I went and puked, and it was an intense puke, and I was like, oh, I'm pregnant. I could tell instantly. And I didn't actually go to the doctor until I was 14 weeks along is when I went to my doctor and we got my ultrasound, and sure enough it was twins, which I kind of knew it was twins. It was so weird. I had a feeling, I was dreaming of twin boys, and the only difference is they were identical, and my boys are not identical. They are fraternal twins. And as soon as I got my first ultrasound, I saw the 2 sacs and I'm like, yep, it's twins. And then I ended up switching doctors mid-pregnancy. At around 21 weeks, I switched doctors because the doctor, I'm not usually picky about doctors. I'm kind of like, whoever needs the clients, I'll go, whatever. I'm not super picky about it. I don't care if it's a boy or a girl doctor, you know, that kind of stuff doesn't bother me. I'm pretty open with everybody about everything. So I can pretty much talk to a lot of different people, and, you know, sex to me isn't a big deal on talking to people and having doctors and stuff. I'm comfortable with all that. But he just kept forgetting I was pregnant with twins. Like, I saw him 3 times, and the whole time he'd be like, oh yeah, how's the baby doing? Oh yeah, doing good. And he would listen to the heartbeat. He would find one heartbeat and he's like, okay, yeah, everything's doing good. And I'm like, what about the other baby? Oh yeah, twins. I'm like, dude, can't you at least pre-read my file before you come in here? He's got so many clients, I guess he forgets. But to me, I think it's important that my doctor knows that I'm pregnant with twins. So I ended up switching to a different doctor, and she was fantastic. I'm glad I did that. But yeah, like, we'll end up with like twins again or something. I heard the other day that food banks are getting low on food because there's more people. There's true. There's more people. A lot of people are suffering from inflation, so they are getting less food. And I see that some days I go and there's not that much food, you know. And I try not to take any food that I have an abundance of or that I'm stocked up on. You know, I go mostly for the breads, the milk, any kind of meats that they might have, and produce that is going to get thrown out, you know, kind of thing. Carolina, do you cook for your mother-in-law as well, or does she cook for herself? I've never really noticed an extra dish for her, yet you count 6 in your family. Yes, she is an over-the-road truck driver, so sometimes she is here, sometimes she is not. Currently, she is not here. She is not going to be able to make it home for the holidays. She is out there working, making some money. So sometimes she's here, but she is on a different schedule. She is more of a night person, so she doesn't usually get up till around 11 a.m. when she is here, and she does not usually cook with us. She is a cigarette smoker, so she spends a lot of her time outside smoking, and that's kind of her area where she likes to be. And she will have dinner with us occasionally, but like I said, I'll feed the kids early and we'll eat, and then she likes to eat the leftovers before I put them up and stuff like that. So sometimes I will cook for her and I'll make her a plate and she'll just eat it later when she's here. Good morning, Elizabeth. Oh, thank you so much. Smoking is so awful with pregnancy. It really is. And it really is. So I try and stay away from it. Family members who smoke. So, but luckily I've had to deal with pregnancy for a while. Let's see, the only letters for peak canned goods I have. I got enough corn. Oh, I got a lot of corn too. How do you don't need makeup, you're naturally beautiful. Thank you. I feel like every woman should feel that way. Like, no woman should feel like they require makeup. Like, that costs so much money, and it's just, I don't know. I mean, some makeup can look pretty, I get that, and can enhance your features and stuff, but to me it's a waste of money, and thank you. I don't feel like I need it either, and I don't feel like a lot of people don't need it, you know. We have 2 utilized food pantries here in Maryland. We have to go to 2 to 3 pantries because they give us so little. Well, that's great that you have the options though to go to shop around, you know. I would probably do the same thing if my food bank didn't have much. I would, because there are a bunch that go all throughout the town, and you could hit up all of them if you needed to, you know, and there's nothing wrong with that, you know. That's what they're there for. She is correct. People in my area, I work at the food bank, and we always have leftover food, and it goes in the trash weekly. I bring home what I can to reserve, but not be afraid to go check yours out. Yes, see, and like, I think I'm just saying that food's getting thrown away because maybe in their food bank they're constantly out, and you know, that is some issues for some of them, but I know in mine that is not an issue. And but like I said, if I go there and there's days where there's not much, then I'll be like, all right, maybe I'll come back tomorrow or something, you know. I have that option, especially not having to work and being home with the kids. I just bring the kids with me everywhere, you know. And that's another perk about homeschooling, is that you can do it on your, and you know, the kids just come with you everywhere. Your video work and editing is excellent, especially for the view in your front yard. Thank you. I've been really. Is that you? Is that you, Aunt Mary? I've really been practicing on my editing. Actually, Skillshare, sponsored by Skillshare, but they let me have a free membership to do their sponsor, and they have an editing class on the editing program that I use. So I'm going to be doing that video to try and beef up some of my editing, because it's fun to do. I have a lot of fun with it. Like when I'm cutting lots of parts, like cook it in the steamer, cook it in the Instant Pot, cook it with the sun. That's of how I want that to look at the end of the video. So when I'm filming it, I got to film in sections so I know when I'm editing that's what I want to do. So that's kind of fun. I really have a lot of fun with these videos, guys, like thinking of what kind of thumbnail I'm going to do. Sometimes I just use a thumbnail from the clip, so that I know that's not very creative or lazy, but sometimes I like thinking about the thumbnails and, oh, what can I do for this? Or, oh, I want to show them that. Like, you guys really do inspire me and bring out my creative juices, and I want to do good quality work for you guys. Let's see. Tiffany, you are actually inspiring us to start going to the food pantries along with our local church members who give us produce excess she cannot use. Awesome. Good. Go get that food, girl. I felt odd going to a pantry at first because I have so much dietary concerns, but I just take what they give me, and what I can't use, I pass along to someone else. Perfect. There's one person who comments that she lives in a apartment complex, and anything she doesn't need, she puts up in the laundry room that everybody shares and says free food, so anybody in their apartment complex can grab that. And I think that's a great way to share the love. What is my zodiac sign, girl? I am a Pisces. My birthday is St. Patrick's Day, March 17th. So that is me. I don't do much with the signs. I know some people are really into the signs and stuff and zodiac signs. Is that you? Let's see. Yes, sweetheart. I like my Aunt Mary. So glad you could join me. I was just, darn it, camera. Yeah. Let's see. I should clarify. Box them and give you what's available. You don't get to choose. Yeah, I do. It's so nice that I get to choose and go shopping, because I could see I'm receiving a lot of stuff that I might already have a lot of, or that my family won't use. But honestly, I try and challenge myself to use anything that I get from the food bank, and that's kind of the fun about it, is that you never know what's going to be there, or you can get something that you could normally never afford. And like a ribeye steak, I would get a ribeye steak there, and I got one, only of 6. So I got to try and stretch that so we can all enjoy that. And, and to me, that's what it's all about, is ways to have high quality ingredients if you can, or if you get it, and doing it so everybody can have some, working it that kind of way. I giggled when you did that. What did I do? I do a lot of stuff. Okay, I love Pisces people. You're a Taurus. Yeah, let's see. So, all right, guys, for real, quit getting me chatting. I gotta go wake up husband and start coughing and everything. But thank you for doing that. I definitely need more often. You guys need to remind me to do more lives. I don't know if there's a certain day that would work better. I mean, honestly, this worked good doing it this early in the morning. I was able to be here for 2 hours without getting interrupted with the kids, And this was kind of fun, just sitting up here talking. So this is definitely something we can do more. If you want to do more, I don't know if weekends would be better. I don't know. Or you could just take whatever I'm going to give you. You know what I'm saying? Yes, do more lives. Okay, I will do more lives. Matthew, thank you on the 10K. I am blown away that I got 10K subscribers already. Channel when I started was to get 1,000 in a year, and my 1-year anniversary is on the 13th. So, and I just hit 10,000. I'm just thankful that there's so many people out there who find my channel helpful. It really is. It's very humbling. This is my birthday month. You're going to be 37 on the 17th. Happy early birthday, or Christmas, baby, huh? So did you always get extra presents, or did you get separate ones, or did you get like a big one? My brother's birthday is on the 15th of this month, so sometimes he would get Christmas and birthday, or he would just get one big one and say this is for both, So it's one of the cons, I guess, of being born around the holidays. Thank you, Wanda. We will have a good day. It's like having a friend early in the morning. That's hard to do. Well, good. I can do more morning lives then. Oh, my video last night. Okay, good. All right. Well, I'm jumping off here, guys. Thank you so much for jumping in and joining. You like this? If you just got here, spread the word. Thank you again for all your support, you guys. You have changed my life. You really have. I was very lonely before I started my channel, just me and the kids, you know, and husband would come home from work, but, you know, he needs his downtime too. And it was just, I felt like I was alone in the world, just staying at home, trying to learn how to homestead and learn how to homeschool my kids, you know, and it is a challenge, and it could be lonely, and it can be depressing. So I do appreciate every single one of you, and I feel like I'm sitting here chatting with friends too. And so I definitely will be doing more lives. I don't need to wait for a big milestone like 10,000 subscribers to do one. All right, but seriously, I'm going. I love you guys. You guys have a good day, a fantastic weekend, and I will talk to you later. I'll catch you next time on Mama Berries.